Back in 2007, I think a joint research study by Stanford Research Institute showed that something like 75% of performance and excellence was accounted for by soft skills mastery as opposed to technical skills mastery. More recently, in the 2019 book by Greg Orme called The Human Edge, which is a great book, he said how we protect our future careers from AI and machine learning is by maximizing the use of four particularly human things: consciousness, creativity, curiosity, and collaboration. My book on essential soft skills for lawyers, which was published last July, followed 18 months of research into the subject and interviews with lots of law firm leaders and learning and development professionals and psychologists. And some of the key findings from that was that lawyers need a very wide range of soft skills in order to deliver great service, grow their teams, and lead their businesses. And many saw soft skills as a key way to build competitive advantage. The COVID pandemic has added a lot of extra soft skills to the list as well, in terms of digital presence, virtual team management, and virtual client management. Past studies have shown that emotional intelligence accounts for something like 58 to 60% of performance across all areas and is a big predictor of workplace performance. And in law firms, emotional intelligence was confirmed to be a very key set of skills and attributes for lawyers. But very few firms actually use tools to measure emotional intelligence or actually to develop those emotional intelligences. And again, while most firms had detailed competency frameworks for technical and technology skills, very few had the same structured approach to measuring and developing soft skills. So I said many skills were identified, but particularly mentioned by just about every firm that I spoke to was resilience, communication, commerciality. Interestingly, critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration as matters and clients become more complex and multidisciplinary. Coaching, and there was a great number of firms that had invested quite heavily in developing coaching skills throughout their organization. Negotiation and conflict management, and of course, business development with the triad of marketing, selling, and relationship management. When I talked to people at the time, most learning and development professionals said they didn't think it was easy or possible to develop soft skills in a digital medium. So it'll be interesting to see what they think about that now. Shifting over to kind of the technology industry, following the World Economic Forum research in 2018, a number of leading tech employers like Google and Amazon and Microsoft highlighted the importance of learnability, which is the curiosity and a thirst for knowledge, as a key career potential piece. And it was interesting that in September 2020, when Microsoft launched its Digital Skills Week, it actually had a number of speakers talking about how critically important soft skills were. And they identified, this is from the tech industry, emotional intelligence, trust, and we're seeing a huge amount of information at the moment about creating trust in a virtual environment, critical thinking, team working, persuasion, and communication. So that was the tech industry talking about soft skills. So to wrap up, because I know time is tight, I just wanted to add a couple of comments and my observations. I think during COVID, as a psychologist, survival anxiety outweighed learning anxiety. So lots of people learned and adapted much quicker than they would do under normal circumstances. Going forward in that post-COVID world, we need to be able to create a really high degree of psychological safety if we want people to continue to learn at that rate. It was interesting to observe during COVID, most firms placed, because they had to, a much higher degree of attention on engagement and consultation with staff. I actually was one law firm that actually made sure every single member of staff was phoned every single day. And leadership skills, which are a part of that, I think, and keeping in touch with everyone in the organization. And let's hope those efforts remain post-COVID. And the final piece, I suppose, is post-COVID, the leadership skill set, which of course are all soft skills, and getting people to keep with the rate of change when all of the isolation and uncertainty is finished. I think the key core skills of influence and persuasion are going to come to the fore, and particularly in the global environment. And there are tools to measure cultural quotients your ability to get on with people from different cultures. So I think that's going to be an even more interesting soft skill. I'll stop